Hello. I have to be very honest. I am so scared right now trying to speak into a microphone into my phone. And I have re-recorded this intro and like whole episodes and deleted it because I didn't feel like what I was saying was meaningful or coherent. And I think that just shows like how much perfectionism and trying to be perfect ruins things because you don't actually do the things you want to do because you're afraid you're not going to do it perfectly. So you don't even bother starting. And having a podcast or trying to do a podcast has been something that I've been wanting to do for many years now. Even me and my friends have been talking about it and we've been like, oh, we should start a podcast. Yeah, we should. And then the idea just puts, like, you never actually do it, you just say it. And I just want to stop talking about it and just start doing it. Like, I don't need a lot of equipment. I bought this 12 euro mic and then I'm using my phone and like my dorm room lights, like a $10 light. I'm just gonna start it not knowing any knowledge on how to create a podcast and just do it because that's the best way to learn, I feel. And I feel like most people can benefit from this lesson of you don't need to know what to do to be able to do something or to start something. You will learn on the job, you learn as you do it. And I feel like people need to forgive other people and themselves more in everything in life. Nobody knows how to do something immediately. So why should I expect myself to be like a perfect podcaster with perfect lighting, perfect sound quality, an intro, a cover art? Like I don't have any of those things, those fancy podcasty things, but I still want to have a podcast and I still want to have a platform to talk about things I want to talk about. Which is exactly why I'm doing this. So if you are scared, I know there's something that you want to do, you want to try doing, but you're just scared to try because you're like, oh, but I'm not good enough or I don't have the sufficient skills or talent. Just start. There was this perfect quote, I forgot who said it, but it was like, you don't need belief to start something. You don't need to believe in yourself to do something. You just have to do it. People think that you get confidence in yourself and your abilities by doing everything right or having belief that you'll do it right. No, it's the other way around. You start something completely new without any background knowledge or confidence. You prove to yourself that you can do it, or you fail and you prove to yourself that you can survive not doing it well, you can survive failure. Then you build confidence in that experience. You don't actually need the confidence or the belief in yourself to start something. Just do it, my guy, okay? I'm taking my own advice and just starting this. Going into this, I didn't really have an idea of what I wanted to say. There's so many things I wanted to say for my first episode. Like, wow, must be the best. Must be like the most eye-catching. Like, oh, this is the first episode. It decides the entire future of the podcast. No. I just have to stop limiting myself and stop sabotaging myself from actually doing and putting myself out there and just trying this damn thing. But for those who don't know, and if you're watching exactly when I post this, I probably am still having my 4 exams. I have 3 planes to catch. I have a tattoo appointment to go to. I have all these things planned up before I fly back to Singapore, which is across the world. And I have so many things lined up after that. It's a lot of stress, but I'm saying there is no perfect time to start this podcast. I just want to do it right now. So that's why I'm doing it right now. Probably the worst possible time to start it, but there is no perfect time, so might as well just jump straight in right now. Yeah. My first episode today, I guess it would just be probably something along the lines of you have to just do it. You have to stop waiting and start doing it. You have to stop planning and preparing and saying you're gonna do something and just take the first step. Even if it's embarrassing, even if it's very nerve-wracking, like the thought of it makes you nauseous. The thought of this was so exciting. I was like rushing to get the mic when I got the text that my parcel came. But when I took it, I was like, shit, now I have to actually do it, And I think once I picked up my microphone for the first time yesterday, I was just like, I'm doing it. I have to do it. And it's so funny because yesterday when I tried to record my 4 trials of the intro, my phone ran out of storage for the first time in like years. I never had this issue. I had like 10,000 things on it, okay, to be honest. Yeah. And I had been vlogging before this, so like some of the footage was probably still on my phone. So what I did was I had a external hard drive and I plugged it in my laptop. This is like 1 a.m. last night and I had class this morning at 10, so just putting it out there. I had sleep But I was so laser focused on the fact that I have to have storage on my phone so I can film this podcasting, that I was like, I'm gonna delete every single thing on my phone right now, every single like picture and video. And guess what? I did that. So my phone has 5 things on it right now, and 4 of them are like the videos from last night. Well, of course, I didn't delete every single photo like off my phone forever. I have photos from 2015, like the first time I got a phone. So what I do, I got my 1 terabyte like hard drive. I connected to my computer, and I transferred everything into the hard drive. It took like ages. But and then my computer was crashing as well. But I didn't care. Like I was like, I'm not gonna take this as like a sign to stop. I just went for it. I was like, no matter what happens, this is something that I'm gonna do. And I hope that you also feel that way for whatever you want to pursue. There is this podcast that I listen to called Leo Skeppy. He's amazing. He's so funny. He's like one of my favorite podcasts out there. He said you have to stop taking everything as a sign to like, oh, this is a sign to stop. This is a sign that it's too hard. Like it's not meant to be. No, maybe think about it the other way around. This is a challenge. If you really meant it when you say you really want this, do you really want it? If you want it bad enough, this thing, that thing, everything wouldn't stop you from chasing after it. And it will not stop you until you get it. And I think that is exactly how we should all live our lives. Chasing something, pursuing something furiously, obsessively, and just go ahead regardless of what anyone else says or like try to, bring you down or whatever. You should be chasing after it regardless of what anyone else says, because it's for you. It's your thing. It's not their thing or her thing or your mom's thing. It's your thing. If you really want it, you deserve to get it, and you should go after it. With that being said, I have to go and study. Have I been studying? Yes. Could I have been studying earlier? Yes. But at the same time, okay, I think it's justified that I have not been studying as much. Okay, this is gonna sound so hypocritical, but bear with me. Listen, hear me out. I've been joking around saying that like, I'm like part-time studying and part-time gymming. Like, if you don't know, down my house, like the dorm here, across the street is a 24-hour gym, and that gym has been my safe haven throughout this entire exchange for 4 months. Rain, shine, snow, blizzard, anything, I'm gonna go and do my workout, because that's the one place I feel that nothing else can touch me. No form of worry, nothing can reach me. I was gonna say something, but I will reserve my comments until it's safe to say it. So I have been gymming and spending most of my time training and focusing my whole life around training, and of course like chores and like little things like admin work. So of course I will put work like secondary for a while. But if you are just putting work behind and you don't even know why you're doing it, like you're just doing it for no reason, I feel like it's a good time to reevaluate why are you procrastinating, because there is always a reason why we are not pursuing something, or purposely like hindering ourselves. Like we know we need to do something but we don't do it. If you've never heard of this term before, it's called self-sabotage. People around me would probably heard me saying it before, because I'm like, I used to be a huge self-sabotager. Like I would purposefully, when I have all these assignments, I like do all these assignments, right? I leave like 1 page left, and I'm like, oh yeah, I mean it's only 1 page, right? Like no biggie. But I do that for everything, so I never finish it off. Like I never just like let myself just one shot just finish everything. And guess what? Whenever it comes to the last like deadline, like the last week or everything, I panic because there's so many things. Like loose ends, they're not tied up. That's like the most annoying thing ever. And I always ask myself, why did I do that? Like, why did I just finish it off? It's because when you're about to finish something, you can see the finishing line, and that satisfaction itself is like enough. It gives you the rush of like, oh yeah, endorphins. Like, yeah, I did it already, so it's done. But it's not actually done until you hand it up, until you submit it. But you get the feeling of handing it up already, so you kind of just leave it be. I'm saying you as in me. I did all that. This part of the semester, second part, I decided to not do my old ways and front load all my work in the first half of the semester. So all the projects, all the assignment dues, everything, I tried to finish everything I could beforehand. And let me tell you, that is one of the best feelings ever, is when you grind it out for the first like 3 weeks of school, and then the rest of like the next 4 weeks of school, you're like, yeah, I'm chilling. Maybe occasionally, like right now I have exams that I cannot have done beforehand. I could not have like possibly done it earlier, right? But whatever I could have gotten done earlier, I did. And now I can like basically care about the things that actually matter. Not saying that school doesn't matter, okay? But I'm saying things like my flight. I'm saying things like packing up and like organizing my things. Important things like that, like a school assignment and anything like that. In the long run, it probably wouldn't matter as much. But if you lose your passport or something, that is some very complicated and unnecessarily difficult thing that could have been avoided easily if you just plan your time better. So my advice is, if you are someone who procrastinates, someone who doesn't know why they self-sabotage a lot of times, like you know you can get this, but you just like, when it comes down to the time you should be doing it, you don't. It's probably due to your kind of like self-worth or self-deserving level. You feel like you don't really deserve this thing. Like, do you really? Okay, it sounds really weird. I know, when first I heard it, I was like, I know I deserve good things, but it's more like, do you deep down really believe that you are meant to be successful? You're meant to be great. You're meant to achieve these good things. Have you like subconsciously always been looking down upon yourself? You always been like saying, oh, I'm I'm just lazy, or like, yeah, I come from a family that isn't great, so like I'm probably gonna end up like them anyways. Like, do you just subconsciously say that about yourself and just do actions that reinforce that belief you have about yourself? Because if you do, and you don't realize that you are actually reinforcing your own negative self-beliefs, you are actually making it into a reality. So you weren't actually destined to be that way, to go down this negative path. You intentionally put yourself here and you walked that path because you believe that was meant for you. Many other people in the world, if you go on Instagram or YouTube and watch their talks, we all believe in the power of basically manifestation. It's like it's not a really woo-woo thing, honestly. You think about it, it's more like what you say and what you believe will impact your physical reality. So what you say and what you believe is in your head, right? But think of it like your physical reality is a delayed effect of whatever happens here. So if you believe and you can feel and sense the feeling of success, or like, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to win, I'm definitely going to succeed in this, it's just a matter of time, what you do next will be in line with what you're trying to pursue. And if you are doing aligned action, how could you not reach your desired destination? I'm not saying that you won't fail or you won't like fall down or have a few turns here and there, but how can you beat someone that never gives up? How is it possible for some external force to stop you from getting what you want to do? If the only possibility is you achieving it in your reality, in your mind, your reality will show that, yeah, of course you're going to get it, So I think maybe you have to start changing that mindset of, oh, I'm just lazy, or I'm just this. Every time you say I am just something, you are like taking a knife and like you're scraping a rock a little bit deeper every time. So every time you say it, you're like reinforcing the cut deeper and deeper until like it's like a little deep hole that you can't get out. Not a little deep hole, a very deep hole that you can't get out. So you have to be very, very careful with the way you speak around yourself. That's the most important thing, guys. You have no idea what the impact of your self-talk has on your life, because so many things are linked with the way that you speak to yourself. It really saddens me because I see people who are like more self-deprecating, like humor in a sense, like self-deprecating jokes. I know those are not jokes, those are coping mechanisms. You say it so that other people cannot say it first, so you feel like you're not under attack. But you saying it to yourself is, I would have to agree that you saying it to yourself is way more damaging to your future, to your self-esteem, than someone else saying it, because the closest person to you is degrading you right now, and the person is you are degrading yourself. You should be the person uplifting yourself the most, because you are always in your own head. You cannot escape that voice. You can escape other people, right? But you can never escape your own voice. If you start to say things that are like self-deprecating or like negative just to be negative, okay, you are basically trapping yourself in a very, very negative space that is very hard to break out, because no amount of persuasion or validation from other people can break your voice and your thought about yourself. So it's really a time to like stop talking bad about yourself. I'm serious. It's not like egotistical to talk good, like to talk well about yourself, because frankly, this is a very important point, okay? How you treat yourself is how other people will treat you. Okay? I'm gonna say that again. In a different way. Hopefully you understand it this time. You teach other people how to treat you. You teach other people how to treat you. So if you treat yourself like this like low level, lazy, unmotivated person, then how would you expect other people to treat you? Like if you're always saying, how do you expect me to do that? Like I'm not that talented, what? I'm not like that smart, what? Of course people are gonna be like, oh, this person is like really negative, like they don't seem to be uplifting, they don't even believe in themselves, why should I believe in them? Whenever you talk down about yourself, even if you're trying to seem like, oh, you're more humble or whatnot, like, oh no lah, I'm so ugly. If you keep saying that, okay, you are actually trying to persuade people around you to think that, oh my god, yeah, they're actually kind of ugly. Maybe I've never noticed their nose, but they keep talking about the nose, so maybe they are kind of ugly. Whatever you focus on expands, okay? Another quote, where focus goes, energy flows, okay? If you focus on a single thing, good or bad, that thing will be the only thing in your head for a very long period of time. So don't bring those negative things forward in front of people if you don't want that to be magnified. I'm not saying don't be negative. I'm not saying don't express your unhappy emotions. I'm saying don't just say negative things about yourself and say as a fact, because you might feel like, oh yeah, I feel not attractive today, I feel like my body doesn't look good today, I feel like I can't really do things, I can't be successful, I feel like I can't study well. Yeah, you can feel those things, but doesn't mean you are those things. Feelings are like clouds passing by a sky, okay? Your mind is like a sky, and feelings, emotions are like passing clouds. They might come and stay for a while, they might linger for a while, it might even rain, thunderstorm, whatever, but eventually they will pass. So your feelings are all temporary. And anyone who's ever had like an anxiety attack or like a panic attack or something really like really strong emotion, even anger, over time, if you sit with it, just let it pass, don't resist it. It will just eventually flow away, But it's the more you try to resist and hide it, or you're trying to like play it off as like a little joke, that is when it comes back. And it comes back twice as hard. And it haunts you forever until you look at it and be like, you know what? I need to work on this. So yeah, I know I say a lot of things, but I hope you understand that we are all kind of figuring out life together. I hope you can still hear me. But yeah, I was saying that we are all figuring out life together. We are all just trying to pretend that we know what we're doing. So if you don't have everything figured out, that's totally fine. You don't have to have everything figured out. You don't. You just have to try your best. And when I say try your best, I mean really like be honest with yourself. Have you really tried everything in your capability so that you won't regret anything? Trying your best is not like doing what's convenient. Trying your best means doing everything you can to get what you want to get. And if you don't get it, that's fine. That's okay. Sometimes that happens, And at least you can leave that opportunity or that path satisfied, knowing that, okay, I've seen the outcome. But if you never try for something, you will never ever know if the possibility of you ever getting there, even if it's 1%, you will never know if you could have gotten it. And like, I'm pretty sure most people have heard this before, or if you haven't, there's this list of like top 5 regrets of people who are living in like elderly homes, right? Who are like about to pass away. And basically people who are about to die, the top 5 common regrets. One of them is, I regret not living a life authentic to me, right? And second one was like, I wish I spent more time with my family and everything, like prioritize work less. And I think the third one was probably like, I wish I wasn't as afraid to try what I really wanted to do. It's really about living life and trying everything you wish you wanted to try in that moment, so that you wouldn't have to walk away from that having any form of like what ifs, or what if I did it, what if, like, we never know. So moral of the story, and to conclude this episode, it's basically to say, if there's something you need to be doing, or you want to do, you really want to try it, but you don't think you're there yet, like you think like, I just need to get this, I need to get like this qualification, or like, maybe I should like read up more or plan more. This is your sign right now. Just start it. Just go and start. Okay, you can be like me, we like can start this thing together. I'm also learning how to run a podcast on my own. I'll probably make so many mistakes, so many of them, and I will learn from every single one of them. And guess what? The most important thing is I can go on with my day, maybe 10 years down the line. I'm maybe not doing this anymore, right? But I can say, damn, I am so proud of myself that when I was 21 and on an exchange program, I decided to start a podcast. And I actually did it. That's so amazing. So even if you fail, one more thing, even if you fail at whatever you're trying to do, that's just adding to your list of things that you've tried. And that over time, when you add up all those things, it actually builds your confidence. And that helps to translate to everything in your life. Chasing a partner, chasing a job, like a dream job, a hobby. It can be anything in life. You building your confidence in whatever you do comes back to you, and it can be applied. That confidence can be applied to everything else in your life. So just try it, okay? That's all for today. Thank you for listening. If you're still here, damn, thank you. I really appreciate that. Anyways, I don't think I've actually said the name of this podcast yet on this recording. I've said it on every other recording, but this episode will be the first episode of the podcast called Rethinking Life, where I reflect and talk about everything that I've been thinking about in life, because life is hard, and I feel like more people should be talking about the difficulties we face while we're facing it. I don't have to figure it out immediately, but I'm trying to process it. So yeah, thank you for listening. Bye.
Tribe of Noise Music.